Welcome to the program agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, your host. Today is January 4, 2021. It's a new year and we have new beginnings, and a lot of people are hoping for a better year in this 2021. We wish you all the same, and we hope that you will continue to join us here on Agenda via Cignal TV channels 8 and 250, as well as on facebook.com/OneNewsPH or via YouTube OneNewsPH. Okay, today is a Monday, and today we will be speaking with three guests. We will have Congressman Stella Kimbo of the 2nd District of Marikina. Let's talk to her about legislative agendas, because based on the business section of the Philippine Star, the business group have already signified their wish list, and a lot of it has to do with legislative agenda. Then that will be followed by Professor Guido David, who will give us an update from the current data statistics made available to them by government regarding COVID-19. Kasi kung patitingnan po ninyo, yung mga nasa pahayagan, there seems to be very few cases, but apparently there are also some laboratories who failed to submit their reports, so it's an iffy situation. Then last but not the least, we'll speak with Dr. Binod Chaudhary of the chairman of the CG Group, CG Corporation Global. Kung hindi pa nyo kabisado, there's a place in Batangas, in Lipa, Batangas, called The Farm, and it has been known for as a place of health, healing, and well, we'll let Dr. Chaudhary explain all of that. But in the meantime, let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. The National Bureau of Investigation and the Justice Department will intensify its crackdown on all forms of online human trafficking as it launches a probe on the online sale of students' sensual photos. Kasi raw po, may mga estudyante na nagbebenta ng mga malalaswang litrato or imahe ng sarili nila or other people to be able to pay for their vices, their gadgets. And unfortunately, it is also a common discussion topic or a common topic na may mga lugar po, mga estudyante who are so driven to continue with their education that they sell their bodies, but in the they prostitute themselves. But because of COVID-19, they now sell photos. In any case, okay. In other news, the Philippine Red Cross says it has found COVID saliva tests to be 99% accurate. That's good news, because kung magkakatotoo po, if what we heard is accurate and actually happens, from 5,000 or 4,005, ang sabi sa akin, I remember Joey Concepcion mentioning that it can be about 450 to 500 pesos. And that will be good for the tourism industry, because a lot of people are turned off by the swab testing, yung sa nose, etc., blood testing. So saliva test is very fast. Within minutes, 3 minutes daw po. 3 minutes, makukuha na yung resulta, gagargle mo lang, tapos itetest sa chemical, parang pregnancy test, malalaman na, and it is so cheap compared to this RT-PCR test. Okay. Meanwhile, Vice President Leni Robredo said she does not agree with President Rodrigo Duterte tagging current and former congressmen in the DPWH graft, as there was no hard evidence. At the top of the page, still with the President Duterte, the chief executive is expected to tackle the Sinopharm vaccine today. Yung pong kontrobersya, the controversy involving the PSG, the vaccine, etc. Ewan ko kung Sinopharm ngayon, etc. But apparently President Duterte will come out and talk about it. And I don't know, ayoko pong magmagaling, pero ito na naman tayo. Pag pumalpak, pag may sumabit, ang panangga si Presidente. I just hope, no? I just hope na at some point the President realizes he should just let his people take be responsible and take the fall for it. Hindi yung siya yung dito lang po tayo nakakitang gobyerno na ang sumasalag at sumasangga at sumasalo yung pangulo. In other administrations, I have often heard people saying, "I'll take the bullet for the president." And dito, the president is basically apologizing for his people consistently, constantly. Anyway, okay, we will move forward. And in some holiday-related news, the Health Department records 18 more fireworks-related injuries, and the United Kingdom rolls out the AstraZeneca vaccine. Ayun po, mangyayari rin yan para sa atin. And just a, just a little filler, hindi naman filler, but for those of you who are hearing all of this anti-vaccine propaganda, kasi may nagkalat daw po doon sa Europe na yung vaccine daw doon ay nagkaroon ng adverse reaction. And we found out, this is direct from some of our friends there, they found out na kanya pala nagkaroon ng adverse reaction. At tinamaan naman ng lintik kasi ang nakalagay po ay yung isang vial good for 5 pasyente, yung isang vial ng vaccine. At least yung one particular vaccine. Ang kinalabasan, biruin mo ba naman, in-injection yung isang buong vial doon sa isang pasyente, di nasobrahan, na-OD, yun, nagkaroon ng adverse reaction. But otherwise, after a few days, they were all sent home. So, yung pong pag-iingatan natin yan, and we have to call that out to the DOH, DPWH, DOH, because Filipino nurses, Filipino doctors are so competent. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But sabihan din niyo po yun, once the vaccine comes, teka, gaano ba ang dosage niya? Baka naman yung pang-5, isasaksak mo sa akin, magmukha akong kabayo. Okay, let's move forward to our interview. Mabilisan tayo today. It's the first day of the year for Agenda. Let's bring in Congresswoman Stella Kimbo, representative of the 2nd District of Marikina, also Deputy Minority Floor Leader, and as always, our economics professor. Congresswoman, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the program.
Hello, Cito. Happy New Year.
Okay, I'll get straight to the point. I know you have a busy schedule ahead of you. I was just going through this businessman's wish list, and mukhang marami sa kanila are asking for a legislative program or a legislative menu of support for business, particularly the CREATE or the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprise, and yung mga tax deductions, tax holidays, etc. Kasi sabi nila, bagsak na nga yung negosyo, tuloy-tuloy naman ang koleksyon ng buwis, paano kami gaganahan? Congresswoman.
I think, Cito, bago natin pag-usapan ng buwis, I think the first order of business is really the vaccine. if there's
Mhm.
anything that Congress must prioritize, we must first ensure that there would be sufficient funding for vaccines. That's number one. And then number two, of course, perform oversight para masigurado na walang palya sa pag-roll out ng vaccination program.
Mm.
Ang problema ngayon sa ekonomiya is bagsak na bagsak ang confidence levels ng hindi lang ng consumers kundi lalo na ating workers at ang business people. And the way to increase confidence levels is really by rolling out smoothly a vaccination program. So tingin ko
Mhm.
yan dapat talaga ang unang i-prioritize. And nakikita naman natin na sa listahan din yan no ng ating mga business people.
Okay, from what I understand, Congresswoman, the business sector has already stepped up with the group, particularly with the group led by Joey Concepcion. They have actually moved forward, putting up the money to buy vaccines from AstraZeneca. Now, the question is, wala pa rin clarity because you're saying that we need to prioritize funding for the vaccine. Does that mean there is no money there on the table yet? Kumbaga, kasi depending on who you talk to or who's talking, meron o wala.
Well, alright, the president just signed the 2021 budget, so we have about 72.5 billion for vaccines for the under the 2021 budget, and on top of that, Congress also recently approved the extension of Bayanihan 2, and there's another 10 billion. So that's a total of 82.5 billion pesos. That's available appropriations for the vaccines. Pero Sito, tingin ko kulang na kulang talaga yan. Kasi to achieve herd immunity, ang nabasa ko sa Jaryo, we need about 60 to 70 million Filipinos inoculated. So kulang pa rin ang 82.5 billion. So tingin ko talaga we need to have a third stimulus package, meaning a Bayanihan 3, to augment itong 82.5 billion pesos. Sa tingin ko, yun ang first order of business even before we talk about taxes. Pero syempre, pagdating sa create, nabanggit mo kasi kanina, no? At this point naman, nasa BICAM na tayo. So we're just waiting for the opening of Congress para ma-formalize nga ang pagbukas nga ng BICAM conference for create. Tingin ko naman hindi magtatagal na yan.
Okay, you mentioned oversight functions of Congress regarding the funds for vaccine. Assuming, okay, you already have in the 2021 budget, you have 72 billion. In the Bayanihan 2, you are going to have another 10 billion.
Then,
Now, that's 82 billion. The word parked, nakaparada, comes to mind because of what happened with the with the government agencies last year. Nasaan itong pera? Is it parked somewhere, nakaparada, or is it just in letters and to be, press the button when you need it, sort of thing? Kasi may mga nagsasabi, if the money is there, why don't we start ordering or buying the medicines or the
well, there's two
vaccines?
things. Well, Sito, there are two things that are needed. One would be the appropriation, meaning the authority to spend. So yan, nasa budget yan. The second is availability of funds. And for availability of funds, ang pera na yan nakapark sa Treasury. At pag titignan natin ang cash reports ng Treasury Department, meron po tayong 1.326 trillion pesos as of end of November. So, nandyan po ang cash, and in addition to that, the government is also still negotiating additional loans, particularly from the World Bank as well as the ADB. So, nandyan na ang pera, pero again, kulang ang appropriation. No? So, nasa 82.5 billion lang yan. Ang tingin ko dyan, we need at least 140 to 150 billion. So,
Okay, but what about start, to get government to start buying? Kasi if the money is there, the vaccines are available, even the Secretary of Foreign Affairs and IAT said, well, we're working with Pfizer, etc., etc. Parang, kasi that is what I'm hearing from a lot of people. We
so
are
tama.
left behind. We haven't bought one single vial of vaccine officially, except for that smuggled batch for the PSG.
So tama, Sito. So that's the second part. Kaya sabi ko, apart from it ensuring sufficient funding, the second is oversight. So
Yeah.
yung oversight, we have to ensure na merong plano, may konkretong plano as to the procurement, diba? As to the storage, as to the
Yeah.
transportation, and the actual inoculation pagdating sa field. Dun sa actual inoculation sa field, ang importante dyan na Sito, yung awareness ng tao. Kasi sa
Yeah.
ngayon, hindi natin sure kung willing ang tao na magpabakuna, which is the problem, di ba?
Mhm.
So, of course, to increase willingness to be inoculated, syempre, kailangan mo i-provide ng libre yan. So, yun, isasagutin yun ng funding. Pero kahit na nandyan, available, libre, eh baka hindi tayo sure kung willing ang tao magpabakuna dahil nga sa lack of information.
Yeah, but
So, isa
I respect that, Congresswoman. Tama ka doon, ano? It's something that's not really being discussed. But when are we going to find out? Kasi in the city of Manila, from what I understand, Mayor Isko has already initiated yung magpalista na. Is there any effort na magpalista na for those who are willing? In fact, many people I speak with are saying we should prioritize NCR because it's the seat of the economy.
So yun nga Sito di ba? Hindi natin alam, kulang tayo sa information. So yun ang function ng Congress at Senate. So kailangan tayo magpatawag ng hearings para malaman natin straight from the horse's mouth, mula talaga sa DOH, kung ano talaga ang plano step by step. Kasi nababasa lang natin sa news, halimbawa, ang mga plano ng mga LGU. Pero ano ang national program, di ba? So yan ang hindi ko pa alam, no? Wala pang clarity around that. Pakunti-kunti lang ang information na nakukuha natin. Kaya yan ang function natin, no? Function ng Congress. Kailangan talaga ng official na hearings, no? Para doon natin makita talaga kung ano ang latag, no, ng gagawin in the next few months.
Yeah, I've heard that there is a vaccine czar, no? I think it's Lito Galvez or Vince Dizon. I can't remember na. But, those are political titles and political appointments. But officially speaking, under the Department of Health, have you checked into who is really responsible to get this program rolling? And if there is already a program, Congresswoman?
Well, as of now, sorry, wala pa talaga tayong visibility dyan. Kaya nga sabi ko talagang kailangan namin mag-perform ng oversight functions. So yan, that's where we are today. There's a lack of clarity. So kailangan talaga natin ng officially, no, ano yung moving forward. So that's where we are now.
Okay, so what sort of timeline are the members of Congress putting? Kasi kayo yung mga halal ng bayan, kayo yung inaasahan namin na mapagalaw itong vaccination program. Meron ba kayong schedule? Kasi ako, gumagawa na ako ng aking calendar for January 30, up to January 31. Ano? Kayo po sa Congress, meron na ba kayong calendar para masagot ng gobyerno o ni Secretary Duque ang plano?
Well, una sa lahat, no, hear na ang two versions of the Bayanihan 3. Yung Bayanihan 3 bills kasi both yung isa doon would be my version and the other would be the version of Joey Salceda and Kong Sharon Garin. Pareho naman po kami merong proposal for additional funds for the vaccine. So yun po, once makonsolidate yung bill na yan and mapapatawag ang DOH, dyan natin mapapakinggan kung ano ba talaga ang plano. Kasi syempre, when you ask DOH kung sapat na ba ang proposed amounts na to, syempre, tatanungin din namin ang logistics behind that, di ba? Meron ba tayong sapat na storage facilities? Meron ba tayong sapat na transportation? Ano ang plano sa training? Magkano ang kailangan for training? Magkano yung actual field work? Sino mismo ang tuturok sa mga tao. So yan, lalabas lahat yan sa hearing. So inaasahan natin sa pagbukas ng Kongreso pagdating ng January 18, dapat mag-umpisa na po ang hearings patungkol dyan.
Yeah, when Congress opens, pag nagpulong-pulong na kayo, nag-hearing na, pag-uusapan din ba ninyo si Eddie? Yung pagkakatanungin mo, sinong Eddie? Eddie ako. Paano yung mga iba-ibang congressman? Kasi here's my worry, Congresswoman Quimbo, no? Baka pag nandiyan na yung vaccine, magkamurahan eh. Kasi sasabihin ng iba, priority NCR. Sasabihin ng iba, priority yung mahihirap. Sasabihin ng iba, ay priority kaming mga ganito, ganon. Yung hatian ba, we're one big family, and we've got to come up with a rational plan on how we are going to equally distribute the limited available vaccine.
Well, the reason for why we want to increase funding is precisely because of that problem. Kapag kulang na kulang ang pondo mo, ang tanong is sino uunahin? Siyempre, dapat unahin siya is frontliners, di ba?
Yeah.
Number two, yung mga vulnerable sectors, kasama dyan ang seniors. Pangatlo, yung ating mga kababayan na hindi nila kayang magbayad ng bakuna on their own. So ang ating mga indigent families. So tingin ko yan dapat ang priority sectors. Pero yung 82.5 billion is still bitin to cover itong tatlo. And on top of that, syempre, pagdating sa akin para personally, ano yung fourth layer dyan? E di yung working class. Kasi syempre, as I said, ang purpose nga ng vaccine is for economic recovery. Kailangan magkaroon ng confidence para magsibalikan ng mga tao sa workplace, sa marketplace, para people continue to engage in business activities. So yun So yun ang may prioritization ka, and mas matindi ang prioritization na kailangan kapag kulang ang pondo. So kumbaga, Cito, at the end of the day, pera ang katapat eh. You have to make sure that you have enough funds because that will solve a lot of problems.
Okay, there is a worry, of course, and I have to represent everyone's interest in this matter. There is a worry, Congresswoman, that, okay, we will prioritize the poor, the frontliners, the economic frontliners, those at risk, mga senior citizens, etc. Pero may mga nag-aalala naman, yung mga may kaya. Who belong to the class upper C, A, B, and upper C, magsasabi sila na baka naman okay lang babayad kami pero baka wala kaming mabili dahil ang nadala lang sa Pilipinas ay only good for those who are on the priority.
Tama yun. So kailangan mabalangkas din ang role ng private sector. So yung mga may kaya, syempre, they would have to purchase from the private market. Pero ang problema, baka may mga balakid naman na hinaharap ang ating private sector sa pag-import ng mga vaccines. So yun kailangan din linawin what the role of the private sector is and to ensure that there are no obstacles. Ibig sabihin, in fact, you might need to incentivize, di ba? Kailangan ba ng tax-free? Kailangan ba ma-exempt sa taxes ang pag-import halimbawa ng vaccines ng any private group? Yan kasama actually yan sa CREATE, no? So that's one of the reasons also kung bakit kailangan bilisan ng Congress at Senado ang pag-reconcile ng different versions, because a very important provision sa CREATE is the tax exemption for COVID vaccines.
In all honesty, Congresswoman, I appreciate, respect, and I understand that Congress must prioritize the vaccines first before anything else, and funding for the vaccines and the oversight. But what about the interest of the business sector? Kasi nga, yung mga hinihingi nila mga iba-ibang batas regarding taxes, mga holiday, mga reliefs, etc. Would it be reasonable to expect a series of legislative relief or incentives in after 6 months or 1 year, or talagang uubusin itong vaccine prioritization yung agenda ninyo for the next 6 months? Kasi para lang may kumbaga may predictability, ika nga may predictability para sa business groups. May maasahan ba sila within 6 months, or should they just concentrate on getting vaccines and protecting their people?
Well, as I said, Cito, yung CREATE nakasalang na yan, no? Final stages na talaga. It's just reconciling the different versions. So mabilis na lang yan. Ang next is nakasalang na rin actually sa committee ang Bayanihan 3 bills. 'Di ba? So pagdating sa pag-consolidate niya, napakadali. Why? Because kung natatandaan mo, Cito, napasa namin ang ARISE noong June pa last year. And so madali na lang i-consolidate ang isang Bayanihan 3 bill. Ang problema actually is willing ba ang executive na magkaroon ng Bayanihan 3? Kasi ang narinig ko as soon as lumabas nga ang balita na nasa stage na nga kami ng pag-consolidate ng Bayanihan 3 bills, parang may lack of willingness on the part of the executive. So, tingin ko, ang magandang tanungin is the executive, di ba? Kung suportado ba nila ang Bayanihan 3 ng Congress. Kasi kami, talagang that's something that we've been pushing for even at the start of the pandemic, and you know that, Cito. In fact, we were sort of frustrated, di ba, na hindi sila, we're not on the same page pagdating sa stimulus packages.
Okay, the question is, as far as Bayanihan 3 is concerned, ano ba meron ang Bayanihan 3 that makes it important, makes it significant, and what in it does not meet the approval of the executive?
Well, technically naman, this is really it's legislation. So talagang the ball is in our court. Pero syempre, ayaw natin magpasa ng bill na hindi gusto ng executive because in the end, hindi rin yan may implement, di ba? So ang maganda dyan is kailangan ng agreement na magkaroon nga ng a third wave of stimulus. Ang major feature nito is dagdag pera kasi ang Bayanihan 2 only provides 165 billion pesos worth of stimulus. Napakaliit niyan, Cito, compared to the economic damage caused by the pandemic. Naaabot ng over 2 trillion pesos. So napakaliit ng 165 billion provided for by Bayanihan 2. So Bayanihan 3 will be another dose of stimulus. Yung sa version ko is a total of 400 billion. So version nila, Kong Salceda and Kong Garin, it's 307 billion. So hindi masyado nalalayo. Ang pangunahin dyan is really additional funds for the vaccine, as I had already discussed earlier. Ang sa version ko is merong 100 billion for worker subsidies. In other words, tutulungan mo ang mga malilit na negosyo na magbayad ng pasweldo nila. And that's about 100 billion worth. So hindi lang siya tulong sa worker, tulong din siya sa ating small businesses kasi napakarami nagsara.
Correct.
And then, of course, meron din akong 70 billion na disaster response. Kasi hindi natin inasahan na on top of the pandemic, nagkaroon pa tayo ng 4 na napakalaking bagyo. Kasama pa yung Taal, di ba? So may 70 billion akong nilagay sa aking version for a disaster response. So yung 400 is really 330 as COVID response and 70 as disaster response.
Okay, last question, quick answer na lang if you don't mind, Congresswoman, kasi I know may appointment ka. Yung PhilHealth, uminit na naman, tataasan daw yung mga premiums, etc. You once suggested that we just put PhilHealth or portions of PhilHealth under private management or private sector management para mabawasan yung problema. Have you changed your mind regarding this? Kasi one issue na uminit, yung mga sweldo raw ng mga tao sa gobyerno. Katataas kasi ng mga sweldo na executives pagkatapos binabawi dito sa mga premium na ito.
Tama, laking problema ngayon kasi based on the Universal Healthcare Law, kailangan magtaas ang PhilHealth premiums beginning 2021. So tataas siya to 3.5%. So ibig sabihin nun, a minimum of 2,100 per year kung minimum wage earner ka to a maximum of 25,200 per year. Ganun kalaki ang babayaran na premiums para sa PhilHealth. Ang problema dyan is ang baba ng trust levels natin sa PhilHealth ngayon dahil nga sa dami ng lumabas na fraud-related news, di ba? So,
Yeah.
I have not changed my mind sa aking panukala na dapat talaga i-privatize ang segments ng PhilHealth. So, nasaan tayo dyan? Ang problema, Cito, yung premium increase is part of a law. So, talagang to prevent that from happening, we need another law. So, that's, kung meron akong wish list, kasama dapat yan. We have to find a way. So, ideally, sa Bayanihan 3, ilagay dapat natin dyan ang provision na kailangan isuspend muna ang increase ng PhilHealth premiums sa taong
Will,
2020.
will a presidential directive do? Kasi, di ba, last time yung...
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately
Oh.
not. We need another law. That's why sabi ko, kailangan ng Bayanihan 3 kasi nga may mga provisions na ganito na talagang kailangan.
Okay, well, thank you for again being very informative, for being for giving us all of the insights to this, and sana po magkausap tayo muli sometime during the week, and we can tackle this issue of high salaries for government executives. Medyo maraming nakausap ko over the holidays. Init ang ulo, people who normally don't comment, medyo napikon sila. Sabi, kanya pala ang daming gustong makapasok sa gobyerno dahil ang tataas ng sweldo. Okay, thank you very much, Congresswoman Kimbo. Please have a great day, and may your dentist be kind to you.
Thanks, Cito. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay. Yan po, I do not envy the morning of Congresswoman Kimbo because from what I understand, she's supposed to have a dental appointment. I hope it's finished already, but from what I understand, she's on her way to the dentist. Look, I love, respect dentists. I've always had good relationships with my dentists. Although, yes, I have to confess, I haven't seen one for quite a while kasi nga dahil dito sa COVID na ito. But from what I understand, pwede na muling pumunta sa mga dentista kasi parang ano na yung system nila parang operating room na, may mga shields na, may mga kung ano-ano, may mask, may shield, naka PPE na sila. Kanya lang yung wallets natin walang shield, yung mga credit card natin walang shield kasi naman kailangan mong bayaran all the added cost that goes into making sure that you don't get COVID and that they don't get COVID. But let's all pray and hope that when this saliva test na 99% accurate daw comes out, talagang sana lumabas na kagad kasi there are several, okay? I actually know of 3 groups in the Philippines who are just waiting in the sidelines. Nasabihin ng FDA, sige na, pwede na yan, huwag na natin pahabain pa. Or I think waiting for the FDA US to give the approval. Pero pag nagkatotoo yan, nako, medyo mag-iiba yung ating buhay, ekonomiya, pamumuhay, etc. Let's go for a break. When we return, let's then speak with Doc Guido of the OCTA Research Group, so that Doc Guido David, so we can find out ano ba talaga? Ano ba ang nangyayari sa ating state of affairs with COVID infections here on Agenda? Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. It's January 4, 2021. And next up, we have Professor Guido David of the OCTA Research Group to give us an update on where we are in terms of statistics for COVID-19 infections and what is the explanation behind those. Prof. Guido, welcome back to the program.
Yes, thank you, Sita. Good morning and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, well, I do hope you manage to somehow get some holiday time kasi napansin ko even during the holidays talagang ang daming tumatawag sa inyo and asking for updates. How was your holidays?
Well, it was fine. It was quiet naman, Sita. Just spent time with my family. Pero, ayun nga, not much of a break. Ako mismo, I keep track of the numbers because we saw a decline in numbers during the holiday. Pero minamap natin ito. We're checking if closing of test centers, and we think it was.
Okay, your theory is because the testing centers closed down, bumaba ang bilang ng mga reported cases. Would it also be possible kasi maraming umalis ng Metro Manila at baka nagkalat ngayon ng lagim sa mga probinsya, because it's a dilemma on the minds of many. A lot of local government officials in Metro Manila are now worrying about the reverse exodus, while a lot of the mayors outside Metro Manila in the provinces are worrying that what they will discover after the holidays.
As yung concern niya, Sita, and worry about those things, yung exodus na sabi mo. A lot of people went to the provinces, we believe, kasi I mean, if you go out during after Christmas or even the 24th up to the 30th, nag-decrease yung mobility, nag-decrease yung traffic, nag-decrease yung number of people in malls. So it's also correlated. Yung sa testing, ang sinasabi natin lang is that the number of tests were reduced by more than 50% during the holiday. So malaki na ba? So if we go with the constant positivity rate, right now nasa 5% positivity rate natin, we could assume na if we test more, mga double yung number of cases that we expect doon sa nabilang nila during the holidays. Pero now we also have to worry about people coming in from the provinces kung nag-transmit sila. So hopefully na-manage nila yung transmission sa provinces. They usually do naman. They're able to manage the transmission well sa provinces. But we'll see. Right now we don't have a clear picture of what's happening. More of lang, parang trend analysis and extrapolation na cases are starting to increase, although may nakita na kaming indicator na cases are starting to increase again in Metro Manila as more test centers reopen.
Okay, what would be the suggested starting point or figure or number for government to assess the situation? Kasi very unusual yung nangyari. Marami nagsarang testing center, so syempre bababa yung numbers, pagkatapos biglang babalik naman, syempre magkakaroon na naman ng surge yan. Do we start from before December 24 and start making comparisons if the numbers, or paano ba? Kasi ikaw yung mathematician, Prof. Ako wala. Take 7 ako sa Math 11.
Well, nevertheless, tama naman yung insight niyo, Sito, na it's better to compare it before.
Okay. I think we have a internet problem there. That seems to be the problem for today. A lot of people are returning to work, returning to the school situation. So ang mangyayari, nag-aagawan tayong lahat sa signal, sa internet connectivity. Kanya po, kung pwede, magpakabit na kayo ng PLDT at saka huwag nyo nang yung PLDT fiber optic ba, yung kanilang internet. At saka huwag nyo tipirin. Mamaya may kukwento ko. Pero balikan natin si Prof. Guido. Prof. Guido, you're back?
Yeah, thank you, Cito. Actually, naka-PLDT kami, pero I'm not sure, baka may lag lang talaga, or baka yung bandwidth, inaagawan kami ng...
May mga na-discover ako pag sa bahay, nag-aagawan. Ako, ginawa ko, nakaprogram ako eh. Ako muna. Basta nag-show ako o gumamit ako, priority yung aking computer, lahat sila maghintay. Kasi ito, trabaho. Sila manunod lang sila ng Netflix o mag-game. In any case, going back to what you were saying, kasi nga, what would be the starting point for recount? Kumbaga magre-recount tayo, hindi ba? Baka ang alala ng tao, baka mamaya biglang mag-ano naman tayo, MECQ, dahil biglang sasabihin, ako, ang daming tumaas, etc.
Well, Cito, yes, tama yung insight nyo na we should compare it to numbers before December 24. But at the same time, we should be careful na ma-separate natin yung backlog and yung due to the closing of the testing centers and kung may genuine surge. So hindi naman tayo dapat mag-panic agad if we see a surge because kumbaga parang may backlog ka, and this happened exactly nung nag-close yung Philippine Red Cross or na nag-impasse yung Philippine Red Cross, and nag-stop sila ng testing, and then we saw a spike in cases, and then nakita natin na it was due to the backlog of Philippine Red Cross. So hindi so parang artificial increase siya. So we should be careful to distinguish an artificial increase from the trend na nag-increase talaga. And I think we have to wait mga 1 week pa. So after 1 week, yung artificial increase in will be reconciled. But after 1 week, if the numbers still keep rising, then we have a genuine situation recurring.
Okay, so would it make sense to suggest that they isolate all those backlogs? Kasi kumbaga, okay, we only start counting after January 1. All new cases o January 1 o January 4 today. Kasi yun nga yung pangamba ng iba eh. Baka pag binilang mo backlog plus new arriving cases, magpatong-patong, biglang sabihin ni Presidente, ay, yawa, ano kayo, mag-ECQ tayo, etc.
Well, kami naman, Sita, I mean, we don't have access to that level of data na alam na. Pero we also look at yung backlogs na as reported by the Department of Health, kung ano yung mga old cases and ano yung mga new cases, and we make trend analysis based on that. So we transparent naman kami, we tell it as it is. So sasabihin naman namin kung backlog siya talaga, and hindi naman tayo magkakaroon ng alarming response to that, because kami mismo, we will say na, let's not be too hasty. Tsaka, Sito, matagal pa naman tayo before we get into MECQ territory. Right now, we're averaging 400 to 500 cases per day sa Metro Manila. This is still well within a comfort level siya. Pag umabot tayo ng 2,000 cases per day sa Metro Manila, that is MECQ territory, kasi yan yung level na nakita natin noong August, and we don't want that to happen. In fact, we don't want to get to 1,000 cases per day. Pag 1,000 cases per day na tayo, and if we get to that point, most likely hindi yun backlogs, kasi we won't get that amount of backlog. So pag umabot tayo ng 1,000 cases per day, magsisignal na tayo na we have to impose some restrictions. Hindi MECQ, that's not the solution we're looking at. Ibalik lang natin sa dati, nung parang October, yung mga mass gathering, yung social distancing sa places, public places. Of course, people wear face masks. Nakikita naman natin 3/4 compliant naman yung wearing of face masks, about 75%. Pero yung iba, yung curfew, ibalik natin. Kasi hindi naman yata essential yung mga curfew. So we want the economy to run, pero we have to balance it at some point.
What about inbound Filipinos? Yung kasi pinauwi pa rin yung mga OFW, pinapayagan, and tama lang naman yon. Pero how does the number from the OFW affect the statistics or the data? Meron ba malaking bagay ba o napakaliit lang?
Before malaking bagay siya actually, Sito. And lately, medyo nag-reduce yung effect niya ng mga OFWs. Pero, of course, okay lang pauwiin sila. But we have to remind our, our airport officials na border control is very important. Lalo na because we have this new variant na reported sa UK. And hindi lang sa UK, meron din sa South Africa and sa Nigeria. Less publicized no sa South Africa and Nigeria. But they're similar variants of SARS-CoV-2. And we have to be very careful kasi it's in fact, it's possible na andito na siya. We're not fear-mongering, but we're just saying based on statistics na it's possible na andito na yung variant na yun. It could even be na yung increase due to, increase yung December, maybe due to the variant. I mean, of course, this is all speculation. We don't have the data yet. We don't have the sequencing yet to confirm this. Pero border controls is very important sa situation natin. They can let returning Filipinos in, pero they have to have a mandatory quarantine and talagang implemented and monitored yan. And then they have to do follow-up din sa mga nag-quarantine. Hindi yung nakapag 14-day ka na, umalis ka na, okay na. I mean, at some level, this is similar to contact tracing. So may follow-up din dapat sa mga nagka-quarantine.
Okay. As far as outside Metro Manila is concerned, are there provinces or area that you guys are really watching out for because they have the highest potential? Kumbaga that because of urban development or because they are a transition point, kumbaga parang airport na mga probinsya na doon lahat dumadaan, etc.
Well, right now,
I think I lost your audio.
Hello?
Okay, try. Yeah, there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, right now sa outside Metro Manila,
Okay, there seems to be a connectivity issue. We don't really know, but I do hope I can get an answer for that because mukhang naman Metro Manila lang talaga ang binabantayan ngayon kasi dito po ang balikan. Pero isa pang area sa akin lang po ito na dapat din bantayan ay yung Region 4, yung kumbaga kung saan nandiyan yung Calabar Zone particularly kasi po magbabalikan na naman yung mga factory workers na mga umuwi sa kanilang mga pamilya and that's an area that we're going to have to watch out for because that's actually the concern right now, which explains why a guy like Mayor Isko Moreno and the City Council of Manila decided that all returning residents of Manila, of the city of Manila, should have themselves swabbed or tested. And ito po, nililinaw na po natin, libre naman daw po. At least that's what I read and I heard. Libre naman daw po yung paswab. Hindi nga lang natin makuha kagad si Mayor Moreno. Medyo hard to get na siya ngayon. Dati, madaling kausapin yun. Hard to get na siya. Anyway, balikan natin si Guido. Professor Guido, okay, back to my question, Professor Guido. Outside of Metro Manila, are you watching a particular area?
Yun nga, things look good naman before the holidays outside Metro Manila. Pero syempre, ang mga laging potential dyan, Calabarzon, Central Luzon. In fact, yung Calabarzon, yung Rizal, and yung Bulacan, for some reason, sumasabay.
Okay. There we go again. May kalaban si Professor Guido David sa internet connectivity niya. In any case, yung pong kinikwento ko kanina, I don't know if we can keep trying. Here, I'm waiting for feedback from my team from Gab Malyari, but in any case, yung po no pag-ingatan kasi sa City of Manila okay, nawala. So in any case, kung makabalik, yun lang naman ang question ko, any hot zones that they're watching for. But in any case, as far as Manila is concerned, libre naman daw po yung paswab, magpa-test na yung mga umalis, mga nagprobinsya, mga nangapit bahay, namasyal, pagbalik nila, pag nakabalik sila sa barangay, dapat magpa-test. Ito yung problema lang po doon, may risko. Dapat siguro pamilya ang magpa-test. Kasi po, siyempre, pamilya din yung bumiyahe. Okay, last question. Prof. Guido, any hot zones? Yoo-hoo! I can see you. Okay, sorry. I think that's it for Professor Guido. Thank you. In any case, Professor, I think he basically answered that Calabar Zone, Bulacan, Central Luzon, medyo binabantayan kasi nga parang sumasabay. Kasi hindi na po katulad noon na sasabihin mo, Bulacan, probinsya, Nueva Ecija, probinsya, hindi na po kasi naaabot na. So, yung kaibigan nga namin si Tessa Salazar ng Inquirer, abay, napakaganado nung New Year. New Year ba yun? Oh, New Year yata. Nung naglibre ba yung San Miguel Corporation, when they opened up the tollway from SLEX all the way to Tiplex, sabi libre yung Pasko at Bagong Taon. Aba, magaling na babae. Dinrive niya 600 kilometers. Dinire-diretso niya para masubukan niya. Ewan ko, 600 kilometers in 6 hours. 100 kilometers per hour. Basta kung ano ba, sabi naman sa inyo, mahina ako sa mate. Pero in any case, ayun po, no? Kung tayo ay naghahanap ng good news itong New Year, good news po, nabuksan na yung stage 3 ng Skyway. Pilit nating hinahanap kung sino pwedeng ma-interview. Kasi ako medyo naligaw ako kahapon. Bababa na ako dapat ng Magallanes. Nalampasan ko kasi kakakwentuhan namin ng misis ko. And then we said, well, we're here already. Let's try the Skyway 3. Nakakatakot kasi kulang pa yung mga signs. Maganda po yung kalsada, napakaganda yung kalsada, pero hindi mo alam kung saan ang next opening kasi wala pang masyadong lumabas na information. Nakalampas kami nung Buendia, nakatuloy kami ng kung saan. Sabi ko, baka mamaya Quezon Boulevard na tayo bumaba, sa Pasig tayo uuwi. Di bali kung Quezon Boulevard, baka next mo niyan sa Balintawak na bumaba na kami dito sa may malapit sa Kalentong. Basta I forgot the exit, but doon na kami bumaba. But in any case, the good news is nagkatotoo na yung matagal nang pinapangako ng San Miguel na bubuoy nila yung connection na yan. And the question is, yan ba open sa anong sasakyan at gaano ba karami yung kanilang exit points ngayon? In any case, we'll go for a break, and when we return, we will then speak with the chairman of the CG Corporation Global, yung pong nagmamay-ari ngayon ng The Farm. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. And at this point of the program, let's bring in our third and final guest for the day. He is the chairman of the Chaudhary Group, Nepal, and CG Corporation Global. It is Nepal's first and only billion-dollar corporation that produces world-class products, brands, and services. The farm at San Benito is part of the CG Hospitality Group. The farm at San Benito is an eco-luxury, holistic medical wellness resort located in Lipa City, Batangas. And let's bring in Dr. Binod Chaudhary of the CG Group. Dr. Chaudhary, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Okay, I'm just kind of wondering because if there's one place on my bucket list, it would be Nepal, and then you have a multimillionaire sitting in my place, in my town in Lipa, Batangas. I think, yeah, we are both on the opposite ends of the world.
Well, I think I would call it a destiny, but let me tell you that you have to come to Nepal to realize that it's not too different than Philippines in many respects. I think the people, their lifestyle, even the geographical terrain. And I think I find myself totally at home. I came here as a guest of the farm
Yeah.
back in 2008 and fell in love with it and felt that there is tremendous opportunity for this to be taken to a world-class level. I mean, it was there, but it was still, it needed a kind of a transformation, so we are
Fun-
here.
Funny you should mention the word transformation because I've heard that the farm has undergone transformation from when it first started. Because I was invited there, or we went there. We weren't invited, we went there to try it out as guests when it had opened. But we were informed that they didn't allow children, and everything you ate was people would call it grass, etc. So we just kind of turned around, got back in our car, and I said, "Sorry, we will just eat the bulalo at the bottom of the hill." But I heard you've changed things around there. While it's still the respected eco medical spa that you refer to, you have kind of relaxed the system. What is the farm right now?
I think you're absolutely right. I think, with due respects to our promoters, who started this, but they were trying to push something which was not user friendly. I don't want to question the value of what they wanted to serve, but it doesn't work. People have to feel comfortable. People have to enjoy. I think the challenge lies in creating a product and a service standard and also the medical protocol, all packaged in a way that people enjoy every moment of being here. Basically, that's what we did. I think we worked on the product itself. The product, it's a completely different facility when it comes to the living quarters, the rooms, the suites, the villas. We created F&B experiences without again sacrificing the healthy component. We are very conscious of what we want to serve because we want our guests to take back home something which they will cherish, which is going to improve their quality of life, and which is good. That's something which is happening. We see people coming back. The top celebrities, high net worth individuals, top guys from the corporate world, and from media, and we are really very happy, and we are really encouraged to see the response that we are getting. But
Okay.
let's
Now,
talk about, okay, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead, doctor. Please feel free to talk about your products because I mean a lot of people have different impressions of what the farm is. Some people call it a spa. Some people call it a cleansing facility. Some people call it a for yoga people. What is it currently?
I think it's a holistic wellness destination. I have no hesitation to say this without any modesty that probably the best in Asia, anything, which is probably in terms of if you club in our service standards, quality of the people, the superb personal attention that the guests get, it can even outbeat the European or the American destination wellness that they profess to be. I think you're right. I mean, we are specializing in immunity building. That's what one of our specialty. Avoid the diseases that the whole world is surrounded by because of the quality, because of the pressures of life. Share with the people how to live healthy
Okay.
without compromising the quality of life. I think
In
that's
terms
the.
Yeah, but in terms of services, please allow me to inquire. Okay, what exactly do guests have, or what do you give the guests when they check in? Most people say, "Oh, massage, spa, whatever." What services do you guys offer?
No, first of all, we reach out to our guests if possible before they come in to try and find out that what is their expectation. I mean, what they're coming here for. Is it just a short holiday? Is it to experience our superb therapeutic massages, or even to get examined, through some of the scientific protocols, which are all certified by FDA in terms of the blood cell analysis, to iologies, to many different forms. I think today's world has offered many non-invasive, very easy for any any guest to experience, and which will probably raise some interesting questions, that where the correction needs to be done, and then the process starts. We curate a very well planned, suitable to the guest's preference, again combination of the therapeutic massages, the medical, some of the preventive FDA approved medical treatments, to FNB, which is suitable in terms of the calories and the kind of food and beverage that to be given to our guests. They must enjoy, but same times they must eat as much as they just need to eat. It's
Okay, let's address the impressions. Are you a strictly vegan facility?
Not anymore. We are, and that's how it started. And I think the world, you cannot convert, because we have for those serious guests who come to the farm, they come here. They must stay here anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks, and it's not possible to try and change them overnight. I mean, there are lots of people who are fans of vegan and vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian, for instance. But same time, you can also do very healthy cuisine with, let's say, seafood or fish. We have a restaurant called Pesce, which has become absolutely so popular that we don't have space. We are expanding. We are
You said the word restaurant. So that means it is no longer set meals, prepared meals, strict diets for guests, because that was also a complaint in the past that, Cito, you want to lose weight? Yeah, you go to the farm because they'll feed you grass.
I think we believe that, you can still, you can put together an interesting F&B menu. First of all, let me address the direct question you asked. It's not a set. It's all about your own preference. Like we have a la carte in our restaurant. At the same time, we also have offerings which our experts, our dietitians, our medical department is happy to suggest. The choice is yours, and they will give you several options. They'll give you several options. We even, anything that we believe is not bad for the body, or actually it supports the purpose, whatever purpose you are here for, to building the immunity, or even weight reduction, or anti-aging, or aesthetics, or whatever. I think it all has to be packaged properly. Exercise is a part of it. Walking around in our beautiful surrounding is a part of it. Therapeutic massages are a part of it.
Are your guests required to undergo or to be part of activities? Because, a lot of people will go to a spa to chill, to eat, to drink, to sleep, get their massages. But you're a health facility, so are people required? Okay, guys, we're gonna have Zumba at this time. We're gonna have a run up the hill at this time, etc. What's the activity sessions like?
We don't push anyone for anything. I think but the surrounding and the way we do it is so interesting. You can't wait but join. That's what we've seen. Like our hydro facility, I think it's one in the world. I think the kind of hydro-based therapies that we offer to our guests is something very unique, apart from the medical side that we've talked about. I don't think that's really an issue, because the whole mood sets in the moment you enter here, and that's what I've found. It happens with me. I lead a very hectic life. I travel all the time, and I say that my quality of life when I'm not in the farm is compromised, and I look forward to coming here. Forget about my relationship with the farm in terms of the ownership, but because this is the moment I enter here, my blood pressures go down, my I start to drop the medicines. I start looking better, if I may say so. I feel better, and it all happens. It all happens without effortlessly. Let's talk a little bit about COVID. Why, COVID was something probably the bigger challenge, bigger crisis that the world faced after Second World War. Okay, nobody knew what was happening. There's nothing was actually. I myself been a corona survivor or a warrior, whatever you may like to call it. Okay, and it was also at a time when it had just started. There were a lot of questions which were not even answered about corona. So I'll come to that, but that gave us, and then that the hospitality industry and aviation industry came to a grinding halt all over the world, including Philippines, and we had to engineer ourselves, and we found that we were the right place. We were in the right place to give that sense of confidence to our guests that look here, we have a campus which is big enough to house our well-trained staff, okay, to ensure that they're all tested non-invasively, all FDA approved, everyone 100%, including our guests. So the sense of comfort and confidence that we were able to give to our guests was one of a kind. And today, I think farm has never seen this level of business. We've expanded our inventories, and we don't have space, unfortunately. We can't offer enough space. So we are again expanding and taking it to the next level. I think this has presented a unique business model to those who believe in offering hospitality blended with high quality of wellness and safety and trust.
Okay, a lot of people I know are essentially burned out. It's a funny phenomenon. You're a physician, but I think you would agree that in spite of being quarantined, locked down, etc., people were mentally burned out and physically inactive. Now, if they say, you know what, I've got money in the bank, I think I'm just going to go somewhere where I can really chill. If they decide to go to the farm, cost-wise, of course, I don't expect you to say the rates. It's all published in any case. But is it like going to a five-star hotel in terms of cost? And how long should people go there if they're the type of client who's essentially, there's nothing physically wrong with them, but they're just burned out?
No, let me answer this from a different way. What we've found, of course, the kind of overall services that the farm has been able to put together. Our guys work 24/7 to ensure that our facility is no less than anywhere in the world when it comes to complete holistic wellness destination. But same time, as you mentioned, people are burnt out. They're not interested so much into physical activity. They want to have a great time, and they want to be with their family, their pets, their children. You mentioned about children and pets. We're not restricting anything. We welcome so long they're managing their their group properly without interrupting the other guest privacy. I think it's not nobody. We've not found that the pricing has bothered any of the guests. We found that our guests have always found great value for money. I think that's the word. Great value for money. I mean, if you compare even half as good facility as the farm in Europe or in USA, leave alone, some of the well-known resort destinations of this country in Philippines itself, I think we are very reasonably priced, very attractively priced, and I think that's the last issue in the minds of the people. We found I've been here last close to 1 week. I've been seeing lots of very well-known families, very well-to-do families, people of all ages. They're coming with families. They're staying here. They're going back very happy. I think they feel safe. They feel secured. They know that we have a strong team of backup medical professionals who are there, available to guide them, to help them if required, but without bothering them. And they have super food and beverages. Okay, we even have we don't mind serving a glass of wine. I mean, or some organic beer if that's what you want, or some super cocktails. Okay, I
Okay.
think my definition, if you allow me, for wellness is not something that you impose on me. Something which you enjoy doing and you can handle. It's not only about making people come here for 3 days and expect that there will be a total transformation. Giving them something to take back home, which they will enjoy, they will see the benefit, and they themselves will come back, and they will themselves follow. This has happened. It like farm to me, and I can assure you that by the grace of God, as you've already mentioned, we run a pretty big conglomerate comprising of 9 business verticals.
Yeah.
All the world, right from New York to Maldives to Sri Lanka to China. And to us, farm is not only a business; it's a life-changing experience for me.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm so personally attached. My
Okay.
top priority and the priority of my entire team is to make it a global brand, make Philippines proud for what farm does. It is moving in that direction, I can assure you. And I feel it's a highly fulfilling and a healing environment altogether.
Okay, now what would be the primary attractions as far as you're concerned? Because I mean, to be honest, I do have friends who've gone to your facility. A couple of doctors just over the holidays. I think my friend Emily Roleda was supposed to have gone there with her team, and another doctor friend, a veterinarian, Dr. Eugene Mende, told me that he had gone there sometime last year or before that. And I was kind of like scratching my head. It's like, sorry, but I'm a person who needs to be running at 100 kilometers per hour. So chilling out has not yet in my vocabulary. But what would our viewers look forward to, or can look forward to if they go there? Give me one or two reasons for going there. What's superb about the farm?
I think today the whole world is going through, let's talk of the present times, okay?
Okay.
As you mentioned, everybody is under pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure, there is a kind of a fatigue factor that is coming in. I mean, you can't do things freely, you can't move around freely. Okay, there is a lingering fear of not contacting COVID. Okay, and if you at all contact and not being able to get that help because people run away from you, I mean, etc., etc. I think the first thing that people are reassured, and that's why people come here, and we're seeing a huge surge in people who are more conscious about health, people who are more, I would say, sensitive to health issues. They want to come here because they probably find the farm as a place where they get the total care without any without any apprehensions about who enters here, because it's highly restricted. Every staff of ours is well tested. Okay, so without elaborating, I would say first and foremost is the trust and confidence that I'm going to a safe haven. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, then how do you make your stay comfortable, enjoyable, and memorable? Because you've taken that time and coming all the way here with your family. So there are multiple activities which is there for you to enjoy. Maybe your wife wants to do something else, you want to do something else, the children want to do something else. So it's all there. It's all there, right from yoga to even we've started a music symphony meditation classes with something unique, which even for myself was very unique. I saw it recently, of the many different forms of therapeutic massages, which are not truly a relaxation kind of a massage that you typically get in a hotel. There's far greater value in it. They've been curated with herbs and with systems which have been tried out, well tried out, traditionally from ancient times. Food and beverage, I've already told you can be absolute. If you want, you can be 100% vegan, but if you want, you can also enjoy your non-veg, healthy, seafood with a glass of wine. Okay,
Okay.
I think it's all been fallen in place pretty well without any modesty. And that's why we are now offered, you'll be very happy, and I'm sure every Filipino will be very happy, that we are flooded with proposals to come and manage their facilities worldwide. We are looking at Phuket, we are looking at Vietnam, we are looking at Portugal, we're looking at India, and everybody wants us to come and showcase what we've been able to do here. And I think showcase is the word. I think Sri Lanka's, Philippines hospitality needs to fight this situation. And the way
Okay.
to fight the situation is to showcase products like wellness and the farm.
Well, I have to say, Dr. Chaudhary, thank you very much for having trust and faith in that area, because I myself love Lipa. I have a mini farm in Lipa, and you are doing great things for the city, and you are giving the city a world-class showcase. In any case, thank you for joining us today. I wish you the best, and if there are new updates, please let us know so we can let our viewers know that there is a place called The Farm, and it's there to take care of Filipinos and foreigners alike once the doors open. God bless
Thank you.
you, sir.
Thank you very much, and I truly appreciate the conversation. And before I leave, I would like to leave a message to every Filipino that you got every reason to be proud that you can do things which probably the world has not been able to do. And that's what Farm has done. To us, it's one of the 120 hotels, technically, in terms of numbers, but it's outshines, it completely excels than anything else we do. And there is a personal belonging to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. And ladies and gentlemen, that's Dr. Binod Chaudhary, chairman of the CG Group Global, and he's there at the farm. In case nagtataka kayo, why is he wearing a vest and long sleeves? In Lipa, I just came home yesterday afternoon. For the last 5 days, the temperature was 21 degrees. Malamig po, talo pa ang may aircon. So it is really a great place to chill, literally chill and relax. You saw the videos, and we support tourism, but we also support organizations that listen to its customers, because when the farm started, it was very purist, very strict, and we respect that because it was designed to a purpose. But unfortunately, the market for with that purpose or that desire wasn't so big enough. So now this new group has taken over and has expanded it. It is more a combination, the best of both worlds. Ika nga, you have a world-class facility, and then you also have the spa services and medical services. In any case, that's about it. Yung quick story ko lang, no, dun sa mga nagpapakabit ng PLDT, because my sister and I had a conversation, my brother-in-law had a conversation yesterday, and they were both saying, we have PLDT, but how come yours is faster, etc. And apparently, they had adopted a certain technology, mga Wi-Fi nila, hindi dedicated. So yung PLDT fiber po, ako, no complaints. Kasi 100 Mbps, and then I have friends who have gone to 150 or 300 yata. And sabi ko, basta just make sure that it's dedicated, kasi depende po yan sa application. In any case, I'm sure that if you have a problem, call it in, and PLDT will help us out there. Ako po talagang satisfied customer, and I've discovered that once people start listening to the advice, medyo sabi na, oo nga, no, yung aking kasing router or sa whatever you call it, hindi katulad. Kasi yung sa amin, yung bilog eh. In any case, I have to go. That's it for today. And we want to thank our guests and for all of you out there, thank you for joining us here on the first day of Agenda for year 2021. And we look forward to a great year, normalization of everything. And we do hope that you have a great day. God bless all of you.